Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight, to continue our American Freedom Week, we are back in the Fletcher. And you guys know I'm not a big, I don't do well in the Fletcher very often. It's a struggle for me to get good games. But this game actually came relatively quickly in today's grind, and better than that is, I think, a very good showing for what the Fletcher is. And so that's what we're going to get into. Now, we are using our, God, what's his name? Halsey. We are using William Halsey as our commander. I think it's William Halsey. Halsey, I know, is his name. And we have our twist and track. Twist and track is a massive advantage for a person who is in a gunboat. Now, we are also located, which means somebody else has twist and track. And if you look at the people that are in the game, there is one gunboat and two torp boats. The Z-23 is the gunboat, so he's likely over here somewhere. We just don't know exactly where. So we are going to come out here, spot for our team, and we are going to try to play an anti-destroyer role as best we can, because that's what this thing is very, very good at. Now, I will say this. It has 5 guns, and if you get to unload all 5 guns, that's great. But a lot of times you don't. But what the Fletcher and the American destroyers have really well for themselves is they are very, very agile. They can dodge really easily, and on top of that, their turrets can rotate very, very quickly. And so you're not going to be missing very often because of the turrets not being able to keep up. They're going to be on target. It's just up to you to aim. We're going to get into some serious fights here, though, and we're going to have us a really good game. Now, right off the bat, we've got 3 people spotted, and then we spot their Z-23. Now, as much as I would love to get into a gunfight with this Z-23, given the fact that there's an Iowa over there, there's a King George out there, there's a Belfast there, and the Z-23, I don't like my odds in getting into a fight with somebody who has more hit points than me and has really, really strong guns. Now, unfortunately, that Iowa manages to thread the needle and get right between my torpedoes, which is frustrating. But even more frustrating than that, my Gneisenau is just going to rush in and try to torp, because that's what Gneisenau's do, right? They have one speed, and that is full speed ahead and hope for the best. And unfortunately, we're going to lose our Gneisenau pretty early. Now, we're looking at potentially torping this Iowa, but Gneisenau's pushing in on him. And you know that Gneisenau's going to be able to absolutely wreck this Iowa if he gets close enough. But he takes some torpedoes on his way in and now has very little health. And so instead of just going for the torpedoes, he's definitely going to go for the ram here. And I just wasted my torpedoes. I didn't see that coming. I thought that he was going to die. He didn't die, so he ended up ramming the Iowa. And we trade. Not the worst outcome, considering. Now, the friendlies on the other side of the map have killed their destroyer already. And that's when I spot the Akatsuki, or the Akatsuki. And so we are going to engage this guy and get him off the board as quickly as possible. Now, he does actually, to his credit, start shooting at me, but it's too little too late. He had already taken a hit from something. And on top of that, you're just not going to win a gunfight against a Fletcher in a Japanese destroyer. Not going to happen. Maybe the Akizuki, but not the Akatsuki or the Akatsuki. But we take him down. We take very little damage in the process, only losing 600 hit points. And then, of course, we've got to dodge the torpedoes that we knew were coming. So we're going to try to fit ourselves in the gap, slow down to make sure that we turn in, and perfect. Absolutely beautiful torpedo beats. We knew they were coming. We were already turning into them because we knew that they were going to be on their way. Now, luckily, this Akatsuki actually left us a nice little smoke screen. But unfortunately, that's also going to keep us from being able to spot the King George. Now, right now, our twist and track is pointing at the King George. So we're going to double back and try to screen for our team. And watch what happens. See it change? The twist and track just picked up a new target, and that is directly off the nose of my ship. Now, I get into the comms and I say, hey, cruiser, just so you know, the Z-23 is heading your direction, so get ready for it. Now, the Belfast, luckily for me, is running away. That's what I like to see. Their team has been absolutely dominated in this match. Now, we don't have a whole lot of hit points as far as damage goes. But We took out one of their destroyers early, and we're hunting a second. And now that it's just me versus the Z-23, we're going to go ahead and take the torpedoes out at the King George to my right, and we're going to engage. Now, Z-23 had a slightly better detection range than we did. We shoot HE initially, we get a fire and knock out his propulsion. We switched to AP here because I wanted to test it, and the AP's actually going to do some decent damage here if I can hit him. Now, you're seeing I'm wiggling. I'm not trying to give him too much of an angle because he's got 150mm guns that can absolutely wreck me. So we're going to turn in, expecting the torpedoes, and then we're going to have to turn back out because he launched torpedoes on both sides. We switch back to the HE to finish him off, and down he goes. And that's when the King George reaches out and touches me. Luckily, he had AP loaded. If he had HE loaded, I'm dead. But if you look over yonder, I see a whole bunch of absolutely nasty torpedoes, and down goes the King George with a devastating strike. He was watching the hands, should have been watching the feet. Down he goes, and that's going to pretty much do it for this one, guys. I know it was a quick match. I just wanted to showcase how good the Fletcher can be as a ship that is just refusing to let anybody by. All right, we spotted for our team, even though our team didn't really do a whole lot back here. Hipper took some hits. Gneisenau just rammed a guy. So there wasn't a whole lot of damage to be had in this one, and we still ended up pulling almost 70,000 damage and 3 kills. Like, we killed 2 of the destroyers, got into a gunfight with the Z-23, and proved to him just how nasty the Fletcher can be. And I think this match really showcased the Fletcher pretty well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. We ended up with, what'd we say it was? 64,000 damage with a devastating strike, 4 torpedo hits on that King George, top of the leaderboard, 2,000 base XP. Not too shabby. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.